Biden invites a meeting amid worries that the U.S. could run out of money. President Joe Biden invited the top 4 congressional leaders to the White House in an effort to avert a fiscal catastrophe, in response to the U.S. Treasury's warning that it would soon run out of money to pay all of the government's debts without a rise in the debt ceiling. Biden called Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in Jerusalem, House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and Republican leader Mitch McConnell, according to a source familiar with the plans, and invited them to a meeting on May 9 to discuss the debt ceiling and government spending. In a letter to Congress, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned that without congressional intervention, the agency would be unlikely to make all U.S. government payment obligations by early June and potentially as early as June 1. The government could run out of money around June 5, according to a new projected X date that takes April tax receipts into account. This estimate has not altered much from an earlier one from January, but Yellen also provided some leeway. Federal receipts and outlays are inherently variable, and the actual date that Treasury exhausts extraordinary measures could be a number of weeks later than these estimates, she wrote to lawmakers. She urged Congress to swiftly act to raise the limit, writing, "It is impossible to forecast with confidence the exact day when Treasury would be unable to pay the government's debts. I will continue to notify Congress in the coming weeks as additional information becomes available." Yellen previously assured Congress that Treasury would use cash receipts and exceptional cash management techniques to continue making debt payments, federal benefit payments, and other expenditures after hitting the US $31.4, a $47.4 trillion borrowing cap on January 19. A comparable debt ceiling battle in 2011 brought the nation dangerously close to default and resulted in the downgrading of the nation's excellent credit rating. Negotiations may be considerably more challenging this time, according to veterans of the 2011 conflict. On April 26, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives approved a package that would raise the debt ceiling in exchange for significant budget cutbacks to the poor's access to health care and other programs, which the Department of Transportation claims will result in the closure of hundreds of air traffic control towers. The law would also reduce tax breaks for solar energy and other environmentally friendly forms of electricity. In exchange for a US $1.5, a $2.3 trillion rise in the U.S. debt ceiling, the Republican bill would implement US $4.5, a $6.8 trillion in spending reductions, or nearly 22%. The Democratic-controlled Senate will not allow it to pass, and the White House has stated that President Joe Biden will veto the bill. The White House has requested an increase in the debt ceiling from Congress without any conditions, and administration officials are already preparing to engage in talks with Republicans about the president's proposed budget for 2024. The U.S. ongoing debt ceiling disputes are certain to last for years to come, as the cost of benefit programs like Social Security and Medicare, which make up the majority of the budget and are expected to expand significantly as the population ages, will continue to rise.